Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I'm joined by my mate MaiseyRose Courtney. Maisie, how are you today, mate?
I'm all good, how are you?
Yeah, a bit knackered after that session, a bit tired now, but no, shout out to the Royal Resistance Gym for let me do my one-to-one here, and then also let us do the interview in here today, mate. We were saying a bit off camera, the most called out female fighter in Britain at the moment. Before we get into that, fought in Newcastle a few weeks back on Sarif Pattinson's undercard. Another win for yourself, drop your opponent. Talk to me, how are you feeling about that win a few weeks ago?
It was alright. I think after my fight, like straight after, I was quite hard on myself. I don't know, I felt like I didn't do enough. Even though, like you said, I did like drop in the first round and all of that, but I felt like I didn't do my best performance. But yeah, it was alright. Win's a win, do you know what I mean? 4 rounds, ain't doing none of them again. But yeah, it was alright.
I was going to say, you were saying to me as well, kind of, you think we'll see the best MaiseyRose Courtney with those longer rounds. Is it definitely a six rounder next, and then going on to into the next fight?
Yes, definitely a 6 rounder next, thank God. And yeah, that's what I train more for, do you know what I mean? I train 3 minutes, I train 12 rounds, I do all that, you know, and these 4 rounders is nothing. So yeah, I'm definitely a longer rounder fighter.
Definitely. What was there kind of? I remember you saying kind of in your post fight, like what was Kevin saying to you like during the rounds? But what was he? How does he like kind of get you to slow down in those 4 round fights? Obviously, it's a bit frustrating you because you want to go for it and show your best self. But what is Kevin saying to you to like calm you down and relax yourself?
No, I ain't saying none of that. No. He was just like, it was the nicest he's ever been to me. I think, to be honest, he was like, yeah, you're doing good. Just roll your red, move it. I got caught with a few silly shots, you know what I mean? Like random flying shots, but that was it. Other than that, he said it was good.
Perfect. And then moving on to May 20th, mate. In terms of female boxing, in terms of boxing, it doesn't get much bigger. There's Katie Taylor's homecoming. You're on the undercard against Kate Radomska. Before we get into the fight itself, bit of a weird. That's the first call out you had in as many weeks. Kind of talk to me. How did this fight like kind of come about on Twitter? I think Robbie Flynn, a manager, was tweeting you. I think.
It was so under the Katie Taylor like post on Instagram. He tagged me and Kate. He's like, oh, that'll be a wicked fight, and I sent a like a shaking hands emoji. I was like, oh, sod it, whatever. I didn't expect nothing to come out of it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, and then he messaged me, and then Kate messaged me, and I was like, yeah, sweet. This was like a week before I was fighting in Newcastle. I was like, all right, cool, send them all. And I sent a screenshot to Eddie, and yeah, now we're here. Now we're fighting.
Now you're here. What does it mean to you to kind of, obviously you were the co-main event to Katie Taylor on your debut, and now you're fighting on our homecoming. What does it mean to you to kind of fight on a bill as big as that?
I'm lucky to be given that spot, do you know what I mean? And especially for Kate as well. She's an Irish fighter fighting on probably like the biggest Irish card in boxing to happen, do you know what I mean? And very lucky to be given that spot, that opportunity. They could have put us on any other card, you know? And yeah, I can't wait to go out there and get booed by all the Irish lot. But yeah, can't wait to go.
I'm sure there'll be no boos. I'll try and support you if I get needed for that one, mate. How do you see that fight going between? Obviously, it's a huge card. Obviously, you've got Terry versus Cecilia Breakhouse as well. But the main event, Katie Taylor, Chantelle Cameron. How do you see that fight going?
It's a tough one. I think it's a tough one because obviously I love both of them. Do you know what I mean? Katie's like the best female at the moment to like walk this planet in boxing. Like Cameron, she's good, you know. She's very good. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever win on the night will be the best woman, do you know what I mean? But I can't pick and choose. Do
you think, obviously, I know Katie's the A side, but obviously it's that super lightweight. Do you think the weight advantage for Chantelle will be an advantage in that fight? Or
maybe. It might be. Kind of. You'd think of it like that, wouldn't you? But Katie's also boxed at like the highest level for the longest amount of time. Do you know what I mean? So that alone can also like give her the confidence and like push her through. I don't know. We'll see.
So I won't push you for a prediction, mate. Don't worry.
I couldn't tell you one anyways. I've got a clue.
And then we'll go on to your, the second call out in as many weeks as well. Nicola Hopewell as well.
Yeah.
One that you kind of saying to you very quickly brushed under them, kind of not dismissed it. I'm not going to say you're not going to fight it, but you kind of was like, I want to have one fight at a time. We'll get to you when we get to you type thing. Obviously, the inaugural kind of British flyweight title was kind of talked about in the article I read. But talk to me, how does that fight interest you, and also why does that fight have a little bit of history as well?
Well, I boxed in the amateurs. She beat me. in the amateurs. I ain't gonna go into it too much, but if you was there and you watched it, you'd know what happened. Do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit and go, oh, she robbed me, but do you know what I mean? It's a tough one because she's a nice girl, you know, and like she ain't done nothing personally wrong to me, just all the other people around it. But I don't know, I'll fight her. I'll do Kate and I'll do Nicola next.
Yeah. Would like the inaugural British flyweight title, would that be a massive like intrigue to you? Is that something that
I just like fighting. I don't care about no titles and all of that rubbish, really, to be honest with you. I don't think no woman's ever boxed for a British
No,
title,
so it'll be the first one. It'll be the first one?
Yeah, I'll do it, yeah, obviously, but I just want to like do my boxing career, do you know what I mean? If there's people calling me out and in the way of me from stopping me from doing that career, I don't care their saying. I don't care about all this calling out malarkey, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll fight him.
I was gonna say, I'll put the tweet in as well. You did say you were going to release the footage if anyone said anything else. Hopefully I get to see that one day, mate. And then, then moving on, obviously, the gym's flying at the moment. Obviously, we've got Joe Cordina trying to reclaim his world title against Rakhimov, and the Jordan Thompsons on the card. Before we get into the elephant in the room, or the gorilla in the room, John Ryder, talk to me. How is Joe, how is Jordan kind of flying in the gym heading into their fight?
Yeah, smashing it. All the boys at the gym are smashing it. That's why that gym's so like good. Do you know what I mean? Whenever there's people in camp, we're all in camp. Does that make sense? Like, we're all pushing each other, making sure that we're doing our best. And yeah, Joe and Jordan are smashing it, mate. Absolutely smashing it. I can't wait to watch them fight.
Are we going to have both spectacular KOs running through them?
Yeah, both of them. Done.
I think that is one of the funniest things where Joe's recreating it in the gym. It's so funny. And then we'll move on to kind of John Ryder as well, going into the Lions Den, Cinco de Mayo. You mentioned to me off camera you might not be going because obviously of the May 20 date, but surely you want to be there to watch John do the business.
Yeah, I'd love to go and watch him. I'm not sure, I have no clue about what's going on with that kind of side of it, but yeah, I'm well excited. John will do him, you know.
Yeah? Well, how do you think it happened? Do you think he'll win it on points?
I don't know. I just have this feeling inside of me. Maybe because it's John, do you know what I mean? Like, he's like my friend, but I think it's like perfect timing for John to, do you know what I mean? Canelo's coming off a loss. He is coming off a loss, isn't he?
Yeah, beat Golovkin, but the Bivol loss is still kind of looming.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's still going to be like a chink in his armour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think John will do it.
Definitely. I think two kings will be coronated on May 6th. So we've got John Ryder and then obviously the actual king. But no, Maisie, thank you very much today. Anything you want to say before we finish up?
No, I'm alright.
Okay. Well, Maisie, thank you again for today, mate, and best of luck May 20th, and then hopefully Chantelle as well.
Thank you.